Hello, welcome everybody. I'm so excited to start another season over here at CAN TV. As you guys know, my name is Cynthia, last name Manuel. I am the founder of Heavenly Cynt Youth Organization, mentoring program, sports program, and I'm so excited to tell you guys about the new initiative that we started. So I have the Cowgirl, Cindy the Cowgirl. That's my mascot. You guys have met Cindy the Cowgirl, right? And so with all of the bullying that's been going on throughout the schools and the videos that has been shown, I decided to create a literacy tour. So I wrote this book, and it's called Cindy the Cowgirl Teaches Kindness. So it's an anti-bullying book, right? And so in this book, it teaches kids to be kind, to speak up for themselves. It teaches compassion. It teaches respect, and all the good things that we expect kids to know. So I understand that a lot of times we expect kids to know how to act. However, if kids haven't been taught, then what do you guys expect, right? So with that being said, I am meeting them where they at. So I am going to schools, daycares, and any place where kids at to do this tour, right? And so I had the honor of doing my first tour at Learn Charter School on Holman and Roosevelt. Principal Sharonda Moorhead. When I say Miss Moorhead is the absolute best principal that I've met thus far. I mean, she governs those children. They're respectful. They're in uniform. And OMG, it was a really great time over there. I think I had probably 100 plus kindergarten through third graders. And so teach them about bullying, ask them questions. What is bullying? If you're being bullied, if you're being bullied, what to do? You know, talk to the teacher, tell your parent. And I mean, those kids over there were on point in regards to asking and answering the questions, right? And so also I teach them the effects of bullying. So a lot of times we talk to the kids about don't bully, but we don't put the other part on there. You know, with bullying, people get depressed behind it. There has been many cases where kids committed suicide, and it just turns into a really bad situation, right? And so I would like to plant a seed in their little minds in hopes that it'll fester into something big, and they'll move around with kindness as opposed to bullying and hate, right? And so one of my parents was so kind and crocheted me, Jaquita, and crocheted me this pretty cool mascot. My mascot, right? This is like the coolest thing ever, right? And she also made me this shirt, right? So here it is. Let me see. Cindy the Cowgirl tour, right? And so all of this you can find. And so I take this, you know, kids like to touch. So as I'm doing my presentation, I'm passing them around. The kids are enjoying it, asking them questions, giving them prizes. And so it's just so cool, right? And so with that being said, I forgot to tell you guys, Oak Park Library has accepted my book in their catalog. So if you guys looking for the book, it's in Oak Park Library. Yesterday I took it over to Douglas Park Library. And so both of these libraries and libraries abroad, I'll be doing my Cindy the Cowgirl presentation. So I'm so excited about that. God has really opened the doors for me, and I'm meeting the kids where they at. So with that being said, our first, the video that you guys are about to see, this was our first Cindy the Cowgirl meetup. So I partnered with Illuminati's Pizza, and oh my God, they treated us so well. I think I had about 50 kids. I had my mom is up there. A lot of my friends are there. I read the book. A lot of my sponsors and donors gave us toys to give away to the registered kids. We had pizza. We had the book. The alderman from the 24th Ward, Monique Scott, shout out to her. She came out and talked to the kids and helped me to Look at Cindy the Cowgirl. She came out, and so I'm just so excited on what's in store for this tour. You guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, under Heavenly Sent Youth or Cindy the Cowgirl on this tour. And so I got some cool things coming up. And so, like I said, I want to be able to be in a different space monthly with my mascot, promoting kindness, like I said. And so just a few things. Of course, anti-bullying, like I mentioned. Confidence, it teaches the kids leadership and literacy. So now the kids are learning to be kind. They're learning self-values. And they're reading all in one. And then, of course, I pop out with the Cindy the Cowgirl mascot, as you guys see. I mean, this is so exciting for me to have my book in the library and to just be able to spread kindness throughout. So this initiative I am so excited about. And so we got a couple things coming up. A couple events, I'm sorry. So I've also created a partnership with Home Square and Franklin Park. So each of those park districts, I'll be over there with the Cowgirl meetups. And I'm also adding some more things to it. Like, for instance, this coming February 20th, Cindy the Cowgirl, we're going to do a hands-only CPR demonstration. I got the fire brigade that's going to come and help me render that, so I'm so excited. That God is sending me people to want to be a blessing to me. So they're going to come and help me out. I also am a CPR instructor, and so it just helps out to have people that already are CPR certified to help me while I entertain the kids, right? And so that will be at Franklin Park, February 20th, 4:30 to 6:30. Again, Franklin Park, Cindy the Cowgirl meetup / CPR demonstration. We want the kids to be able to learn hands-on CPR. And also, I forgot to mention that I have an organization that donated me baby clothes. I got boys and girls baby clothes. So register, come out and have fun. Everything is free of charge. I bring the kids. We'll have Cindy the Cowgirl books. I've just created so much stuff. We've got coloring pages, and just, it's going to be an amazing time. And that will be, again, February the 20th from 4:30 to 6:30. Cindy the Cowgirl / CPR hands-on workshop demo, as well as the free clothes for babies, right? Another thing that we have planned is the gaming hub, right? So you guys remember me telling you that I purchased a gaming truck. Nope, a mobile home. Purchased a mobile home, and I have since converted it over into a gaming truck. And so I want to be able to have everything I need to provide a safe space for our kids. I think a lot of times we don't realize that kids carry heavy burdens. Kids deal with trauma, and there's really no outlet for kids to be able to express themselves, right? So with adults, we can go to a party, we can go on a vacation, you know, we can go get a massage and all these things, right? And so our kids don't get the opportunity to be able to do some of the things that adults would. And so I understand that because I have raised an 18-year-old male child, and so I understand the importance of giving him positive, safe outlets. And so all of this stems around my son. I know the things that the kids need, and so I try to provide a resource, and I just go out and try to create safe spaces and partnerships to where I can be able to render all of these things that God has placed on my heart to do. And so with that being said, so I'm going to do a gaming hub every other month, fourth Friday of every other month. It's going to be called a gaming hub. So I got probably about 30 plus remote control cars. And so what I like about remote control cars is that I don't think people understand is that you have to think, like you have to be totally focused, because most times a person will drive a race car and after it stops, they'll go and turn it around. And so I teach, you know, two methods. You get a left and a right, and you got a button to press it. So you got to be able to figure it out. So now you have to use critical thinking. So now the kids got to use their brain. And so to see kids and even adults struggle with that is pretty hilarious because we don't take things like this into consideration, right? Everything is a rush, rush, rush. And so I like to use race cars. So we got race cars. I got a couple of video game systems. Then I got a PlayStation, a Wii, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and some other things. I'm gonna bring that in. I got some board games. Can't leave the girls out. I know most girls like to do TikTok. I'll have some people coming in teaching the girls how to do nails and everything in between. So I'm just so excited for these partnerships. Like I said, just bringing creativity back, using resources I got to be able to meet the kids where they at in a fun, safe space, right? I'm not trying to create the wheel, just trying to bring exposure and some of the avenues and opportunities that God has placed upon myself. So what else? So again, that's Cindy the Cowgirl CPR clothes giveaway, baby clothes giveaway, Franklin Park, February 20th, 4:30 to 6:30. And then the next Friday is the Gaming Hub, February 27th, 3559 West Arlington. That's Holman Square. That's 4:30 to 7 p.m. And also, Cindy the Cowgirl has been called to do an appearance at the Now Arena in Hoffman Estates, where the Windy City Bulls play at. A good friend of mine, Larry Daniels from Hoop Party Get Off the Court, he is doing a Chicago versus Suburban showcase. And so he's got about 10 teams there, and he's doing an all-star game. So I'm so excited to bring kindness to that space. I'll be interviewing some of the young kids. And yeah, you guys will get to meet Cindy the Cowgirl there. So I'm so excited about that opportunity. And that's February 22nd at the Now Arena in Hoffman Estates at 12 p.m. If anybody's interested, you can find me again at Heavenly Sent Youth or Cynthia Manuel on all major platforms. So another thing, bullying. That's not really talked about. It's a sensitive subject because I know a lot of kids that has experienced that. And most times kids feel lost, like they don't have anybody to listen. I've even heard some kids say they talk to their teacher, and even with the kids that we've been seeing on the news, felt as if nothing was being done about the situation at that current time, right? And so we've witnessed all this stuff on TV, and it's crazy that we typically don't react until something happens, right? And so, again, that's why I try to create safe spaces for youth to be able to express themselves. I understand that maybe not all the times kids like to talk to their parents, so on and so forth. And so to be able to be in a space with youth and, make them feel loved and appreciated. Sometimes kids will open up. Most times they'll open up to me. And then, we can tackle what needs to be tackled, having that conversation with their parents, expressing, some of the things that they share with me. And so, yeah, I encourage you guys to go to my website, heavenlysentYouth.com. Facebook, like I may mention, I want you guys to get involved, and we have so much in store. I'm now doing things by quarters. We've created partnerships with the WNBA Sky. We've created partnerships with Chicago Bulls, with the White Sox, with Brookfield Zoo. I just believe we got a partnership with the Black Hawks. I think Black Hawks. Most of our kids haven't experienced that. And so another thing, I want to say this to parents. Parents, I encourage you guys to expose your kids. Most times a kid will tell you what they don't want to do, right? I remember my son growing up, he would always tell me he didn't want to do this or he don't want to do that. Or if I asked him to do something, he'd say no. But then as a parent, I understood that if I didn't expose him, he'd be in this box. And so I just thank God that he placed it on my heart to be the type of individual that I am. And so because of my exposure, he's had so many opportunities, the same opportunities that I'm opening up for the other kids that we deal with. And so, like I said, parents, it's okay to push your kid to greatness, right? Most times kids will sit back and we'll play the video game, and that's it. That's all, right? And even with kids, I tell them you got to have an A and a B. Most kids, you ask them what they want to do, they'll say basketball. And I say, okay, well, what if basketball don't work? Then what? And then they're like, I don't know, right? So the kids that I deal with, they're mentored, right? Another thing that I made mention, that I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, is that I just started trade school. So I'm in trade school. I think I'm in my 4th cohort. And so I did that because also I understand that all kids aren't college ready. And so I believe that every kid should have a trade, should know how to do a trade, whether it be something with their hands, carpentry, plumbing, auto mechanic, hairdresser, barber, and everything in between. And so I'm taking this course to be able to soon be able to do hands-on demonstrations with these kids, and also understand how the process goes. So far I've done electrical, I've done drywall, I've done plumbing. I think that's it. I'm on electrical now. So yeah, I did drywall, plumbing, got electrical, and then carpentry. And so with these skills that I'm acquiring, like I said, I'll be soon, once I'm finished, bartering services with other individuals that will come in and do demos for kids in the event that kids, some of the kids want to go into trades. Because like I said, everybody isn't college material. And I understand that because my son isn't. So we've been talking about trades since he was in like 6th grade. So he'll soon be on his journey to trades. And so I'm just grateful again. I can't stress it enough that God has provided me all these opportunities to be able to teach kids something different. So I also got this thing that it's hard for a kid to dream. It's hard for a kid to dream what they can't see, right? I'm going to say that again. It's hard for a kid to dream what they can't see. With all this violence that's happening, our kids are desensitized to, the things that's happening. And so we don't want that. We don't want the kids to feel like they can't go outside or, this is it, because there's a entire huge world out here that they don't know about. But they don't know about it because it goes back to, the parents, because we don't expose them. We don't take them out of their comfort zones. We don't push them to do different things. We don't encourage them or even make them do things that as parents we think that, they should do. And so I can't stress it enough. I cringe when I talk to a parent about an opportunity for their kid and they say to me, oh, let me ask them. Kids 6, 7 years old. Let me ask them. I'm like, let you ask them? Like, really? So we'll miss out on a lot. And even myself, I understand that a lot of times I have to go places to get something, right? So a lot of times I go to meetings, I be on Zooms, I'm going to volunteer, but I understand that they're the bigger picture. So once I plant the seed, it'll grow. So now I'm in these spaces talking to people, as also a closed mouth don't get fed. So I'm in these places talking to people, letting them know what I'm doing to be able to bring back resources to the kids. But parents, I need your help too. I need you guys to come out and volunteer, come and support, come and be a blessing, because I can't do it alone. I'm providing these free spaces for your kids, and so I need you guys to, to help out. So I've got these kids for a certain amount of time, and then they go back to the parents, right? And so I would also love to start doing workshops with the parents, because the parents need, healing as well. I'm a parent, and so again, that's why I move around such, try to be in places, try to get the knowledge, try to get the help that I can to build me up. Because if I'm not up to par, I can't, be a blessing to your children, or I can't relate to the children. So I'm taking all kind of classes, trauma classes, and everything in between, right? To be able to meet these kids where they are. And so again, parents, I need you guys to help be a blessing to me and the organization. Come and volunteer, come and support. And so with that being said, in this book, right, I have a pledge, right? And so let me show you. I have a pledge in this book, and I have the kids to memorize the pledge. And it just says, repeat after me. I promise to be kind, to help others, and to treat everyone with respect. Repeat that again. I promise to be kind, to help others, and to treat everyone with respect. All right. And so this book has been a blessing to me. I am actually in the process of book number 2. And so, guys, please come out to the outings that I may mention. I got another mascot. I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to disclose it here. My other mascot that I represent is Officer Friendly. The friendly officer, I should say. Sabrina King, it's her mascot. I am the ambassador of it. I'm the ambassador of the mascot. And so I've been moving around. And so the next book will be called Cindy the Cowgirl Meets the Friendly Officer, right? And so each of these books, I want to be able to leave the kids with the positive message, right? With the positive message. So again, the next book, I think I'll probably release it at the end of February, March 1st. Cindy the Cowgirl Meets the Friendly Officer. Because I think that it's important to change the stigma that all officers are bad. And they aren't. Like, we all as adults know that all officers are bad, right? And so a lot of times what we believe, our kids follow suit. And so I have been blessed to meet so many nice officers that want to be a blessing to the kids, that have come out with the kids, that have been to trips with us, that interact with us, that mentor the kids. Thanks to Officer Sabrina King. Her organization is called Love Teaching Youth. And so she's been instrumental in helping us navigate safe spaces with Chicago police officers. Community, I think it's what they call community policing. Yeah, community policing. And so they've played basketball with us. They've been on trips with us. We've been to the community room and the station. I mean, it's so awesome. And so it only makes sense for me to bring out that book in March to, teach the kids or show the kids that there are some good officers, and, what best way to relate to the kids with other than the mascot. The kids see the mascots and they go crazy. So again, I'm just so grateful for all these partnerships. Again, I'm going to repeat it. Cindy the Cowgirl CPR, free clothing, free baby clothing. We've got baby clothes. We've got gifts. We've got toys. We've got gift cards. Just going to have a good time. So that'll be at Franklin Park, February 20th, 4:30 to 6:30. And then the Gaming Hub will be February 27th, 3559 West Arlington, Holman Square, 4:30 to 7 p.m. So again, the first event, Cindy the Cowgirl, CPR clothing giveaway, games, fun, gift cards, toys. February 20th, 4:30 to 6:30, and that will be at Franklin Park District. The next following Friday, it'll be the Gaming Hub, February 27th at Holman Square. And so that's from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. And again, we just want you guys to come out. I'm just trying to bridge the gap and promote kindness. We all need it. Anti-bullying, no bullying, giving the kids confidence, teaching them to be leaders, teaching them to speak up and speak out, and putting it all in a book, right? And so with that being said, I am so grateful for this opportunity to be able to sit here. I thank God for continuously sending me people that want to be a blessing, that has been a blessing to Heavenly Sent Youth, and my initiatives, to the families, to the children that believe in me, to the parents that support me. I want to also thank CAN TV for giving me this platform, and of course to my mother and my grandmother and my son for being my biggest supporters. And of course, none of this could have been possible without God. God is the head of my life and will always be. And with that being said, I will see you guys next month. So I expect to see you guys out at these initiatives. Go on the website, go on my Facebook channels, and you will see all these amazing things that Cindy, the Cowgirl, is doing and places she's going. And again, thank you guys. Thank you guys. See you guys next month. Same time, same place. Until then, peace. And let's promote kindness.